you got there?
After listening to our last episode, the special episode, I got you a little.
This is also a special episode.
Well, right. They all are.
They all are.
I got you a little treat.
Give me a symphony bar.
I did get you a symphony bar.
I'm looking at this wrapper. It is still equally unfamiliar to me. I have never seen this before.
There's also there's one with blue writing, and that one's got, I don't know, like almonds and cranberries or something in it.
That sounds fucking gross.
So I just went with the straight up milk chocolate symphony to see what you thought.
This package is already not opening as easy as I would have liked.
Why?
I will tell you, I just had one of my Hershey's bars on my bowl like minutes ago.
Oh, perfect. So you have a good comparison. Nice. I'll let you finish eating yours before I decide to take a bite. Do you have another? Is there another Hershey bar in here so I can do it?
Probably.
Oh, that's a special dark. It seems like the symphony is Hershey's version of the special milk.
It is definitely better. That's actually pretty decent. That's good chocolate compared to, the worst possible chocolate.
Right? Okay. So I had a bite of the standard Hershey bar, and let's see if the symphony's any better. It's been years since I've had one of these.
Did it cost more? This is an extra large bar, so it's not a great basis, but I
don't know, it was maybe like $2.
I would imagine that would be a size that I can't talk. A bar that size of the regular chocolate would probably cost an equal amount. So I don't know why it's more expensive, but
I mean, it might have been slightly more, but that is definitely way better.
A lot better.
They really could call that special milk, and that
would be logic. That would make sense.
That would justify the name.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad we settled that debate, and I'm glad you got a symphony bar.
Yeah, thanks, dog.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Always looking out for you. I know how much you love your candy.
I sure do. I definitely do. Today at work, I was trying to figure out what to eat for lunch, and we didn't really have anything I was all that interested in. And I was standing over by the cake case looking at slices of cake, and we didn't have my favorite cake that we sell at my bakery is a chocolate mousse cake. It's really good. It's the best cake that we have. It's chocolate mousse on the inside, layer cake, chocolate cake in the middle. With ganache kind of just all over the outside of it.
Okay.
So, just a really solid, and I'll say too, I'm not usually a big fan of chocolate cakes. I definitely prefer a regular yellow cake.
Okay.
So, it's kind of, it's indicative of how good that cake is, at least compared to other cakes that it's pretty much my favorite. So he didn't have any available, and I was like, I don't know what to eat. I don't really want any of these other cakes. I was kind of hoping for a chocolate mousse slice. We had it yesterday, and now we don't, because I'm not customers buy it like crazy. I'm not alone in thinking they're good.
Yeah.
And my coworkers was like, why don't you get the mousse for $2? So we sell a slab of this, basically the same chocolate mousse cake, and it's called a mousse for $2 because it's enough cake for 2 people.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's too much. It's for 2 people. And she goes, well, you can just not eat all of it in one sitting. And I'm like, you and I both know if I get this, I'm eating it in one sitting.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
I'm not known for my restraint with sugar.
Right. So,
well, I didn't end up getting it.
Oh, damn.
It was also really expensive. It's $7, and it's if we split it in half, that's about the cost of 2 slices of the chocolate mousse cake. But
yeah,
again, I'm not gonna eat this in 2 sittings. It's gonna be gone in 1, so it's too much to spend on lunch. So I ended up getting an apple brown butter cookie and a donut instead.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you got that apple cookie butter cake.
We're not selling it anymore.
Oh, damn.
It's a seasonal thing.
That sounded good, though.
It was really good.
And you would think that this would be the season for it.
Color wise, it definitely was. It was a yellow and orange cake.
Damn. Yeah. And fall is apple season.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, actually, I can't remember when we actually sold it because now it's been gone less time. It's been gone longer than I think. So we might be bringing it back soon. I don't know.
Nice.
But No, we recently did end our Blackberry lime cake, which was also a really good one.
Oh man.
It was so fucking good. It was yellow cake. In the middle, you had key lime curd.
Oh, I love key lime.
It's so good. And then the top was buttercream frosting with like key lime flavoring. So fucking good. Oh, and blue blackberries on top of it. Blackberries on top, blackberries in the middle. It was so fucking good. But they recently ended that one, another seasonal one. So they'll be back next year probably.
One of the best things I ever had. I'm not a huge dessert person, but I do love key lime pie.
Key lime pie is so fucking good.
When I was down in Key West, and obviously key lime is huge down there. It was a slice of key lime pie on a stick, covered in chocolate and frozen.
Oh, that sounds so fucking good.
It was so fucking good. It had like the graham cracker crust on the bottom, and then the whole thing was just dunked in chocolate.
Did you ejaculate immediately?
I did, just everywhere. God, it was so fucking good.
That sounds good. God, you know what I've been jonesing for that I haven't had in a hot sec?
What?
A little bit of fudge.
I love fudge.
Fudge is great, and like we're in the place for it because we got Frankenmuth and Mackinac Island fudge.
Oh, hell yeah!
Pretty much the two best places to get fudge in like the entire country, probably.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I can't imagine anywhere else can compare with my lack of experience with any of those other locations. But
right. Ugh. Yeah.
But also like there's also like these guys who go to the Renaissance Festival around here. They travel fair to fair, and they make fudge as well. And they had this really good raspberry chocolate fudge. It was like raspberry swirls, and the chocolate so fucking good.
Nice. I was gonna ask you, do you have a flavor preference for your fudge?
Not really. No. I mean, I'm a big fan of just base fudge, but there's also there's cookies and cream fudge, which is really good. Raspberry swirl fudge is fucking awesome.
Nice. Oh man, I might have to make you some fudge.
You can make fudge. I mean, I guess fudge making isn't that hard.
It's not super hard, and I mean, it certainly doesn't compare to Frankenmuth or Mackinac Island, but I mean, it's fudge.
I just reminded myself of a story from Mackinac Island that I should probably shouldn't share, but will share.
Nice, let's hear it.
So this was back in 2012. I was working my first summer on a summer camp as a counselor in training, CIT. It was not at the camp that I normally work at. It was at a camp called Lost Lake Scout Reservation, which is closed, has been closed for years. That was the last year it was open for. I mean, it was. I don't know why they ever closed it. It was an incredible camp, but it was also like a pretty wealthy camp, especially compared to the camp that I ended up working at the years following. And so part of like the deal as a staff member was like at the end of the year, they all kind of did like a staff trip.
Okay. And
so the staff trip that year was to go to Mackinac Island, which is pretty sick. So
yeah, that's a legit trip.
Yeah. So we went to Mackinac Island for a day. We all loaded up on a bus and all went there. And they decided to make it a little more interesting. They got these sheets together with a list of different objectives that one could do, and they all had like different point values.
Okay,
which on the surface kind of starts to sound stupid. Like you're probably thinking of like normal summer camp style, like
scavenger hunt.
Yeah. But we're talking like camp staff to camp staff, like no holds barred, really stupid shit.
Right.
So like I don't remember a ton of the objectives too super well, but I can tell you a couple of them. There was this guy named Todd who worked with us. Kind of an odd dude. He kind of got teased a lot because he was just kind of an odd guy.
Okay.
One of the objectives was to get a girl to kiss him and get a picture of it.
Nice.
So it was stuff like that. Like
hell yeah.
Really goofy shit like that.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, like they brought our camp flag and you got like points if you managed to convince any of the flagpoles on the island to raise the camp flag.
Oh damn, that's awesome.
And someone managed to do it.
Hell yeah.
Someone managed to do it. And we all like, did a little like flag ceremony with their flag at Mackinac Island, which was cool.
Yeah.
But there was a couple on there that were very clearly jokes.
Okay.
But obviously no one really took them as jokes.
You're still gonna try.
So one of the objectives was to steal the most stuff off of the island.
Oh no!
Yeah. So a bunch of the staff went around the island all day just stealing as much shit as they could from the various gift shops around the like strip.
Oh no!
They grabbed a lot of fucking stuff.
Damn. Okay.
And so we get back on the bus to leave, and they start like tallying up all this stolen shit. Like, oh, what was the cost of this? And trying to figure out who stole the most shit.
Oh my god.
The guy who stole the most shit got away with like $300 of shit.
What? Jesus.
Which, to be fair, like in terms of like gift shop shit, it's not that hard to rack up $300.
Yeah.
But he grabbed like big shit. He stole one of those like horse masks.
What?
He just fucking walked out with it.
Damn. See, when you said like steal shit off the island, not that this makes it better, it's still stealing, but I didn't think you were like stealing things for sale. I thought it was like take like
memorabilia and shit.
Oh, I was thinking like take salt and pepper shakers from a restaurant.
Yeah, well, I'm sure someone might have done that, but
still stealing, just different.
It was mostly like the gift shop shit on like the main part of the island.
Okay.
So yeah, like this guy racked up like $300 of shit, and like it became this debate all of a sudden where like the guys who like planned this whole thing were like, should we punish him for this? Like, I know we put it on the sheet, but it was clearly a joke, and like it ended up working out. They didn't end up like punishing him, but it was like more than just him. Like that's not the only shit that got stolen.
Damn, you guys like bankrupted Mackinac Island.
I didn't participate.
Well, yeah, your group, I guess.
Oh my god,
that's great.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's. I think there's a pretty big perception of like Boy Scouts and like Boy Scouts and camp counselors separately, and then together, like being thought of as like pretty like upright people. Like Boy Scouts are like taught to like follow this like scout law, scouts oath, scouts honor, whatever.
Yeah.
And like camp counselors are like, oh, these people are like watching out for kids with like next to no pay, and they're doing it all. They're like sacrificing the summer just to show kids a good time. Like they're pretty chill people, and like they put on that facade,
right?
But most camp staffs have a lot of shitty people in them.
Sure. Oh,
like honestly, like they aren't always good people. Not at all.
Oh,
not at all. And I think that's really indicative of that.
Yeah.
That this was like a group joke that multiple people took a part in.
Yeah. So
I don't think they got away with any fudge. Most of that is behind glass. So
yeah, you got to like ask for the fudge.
I don't think they stole any fudge.
Oh. So after we had talked about that Taco Bell crispy chicken taco sandwich, you went out and got it.
I went and got one, and I was really fucking disappointed.
Yeah, you sent me a picture.
So did you end up trying one yet?
Well, I'll get there.
Okay, so let me tell my side of this. Like I went out to get this thing, and I was sitting in the drive. No, I ordered it online, and I saw it was like really cheap. It was only $1.50.
Yeah.
And they were doing like a special online price to like encourage their online app, whatever. Like when I went to the drive-thru, it was like $2.50 or something like that. But I was still like, this is really cheap. This might not be as much food as I think it is. So I ended up getting a quesarito along with it.
Okay. Good call.
So I go to Taco Bell, I get the crispy chicken taco sandwich and the quesarito, and I drive home.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull my shit out of the bag and lay it on the plate. It turns out this crispy chicken sandwich is fucking ridiculously tiny.
Yeah, you described it as basically a chicken nugget.
It was like a chicken nugget folded on a tortilla with like cheese sauce put on it. It was like 2 inches long.
Yeah.
You can't call that a sandwich. Like I'm not getting into the semantics debate of whether or not you can call what it is a sandwich, but you can't call it a sandwich when it's that fucking size.
Right.
You know, you make a hamburger, if you make a mini hamburger, that's a slider. That's not a hamburger anymore.
Right.
Like you can't just say this is a sandwich when it's this small. It's a snack. It's a bite.
Yeah, if they had called it like the chicken slider taco, would have made a lot more sense.
Sure, it would have sounded dumb, but it'd be fair.
Yeah.
Calling it a sandwich? It's not a sandwich. You're making it like, I thought it was more food than it was. I was prepared to just have that as my meal.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had the forethought to be like, this doesn't cost much. I should add something else extra onto it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I would have gone fucking hungry.
Yeah. So you sent me the picture of it, and you said it was basically a chicken nugget. And
you know, I'll tell you too, I didn't give my review of the thing itself. It did taste good.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't Popeye's good because Taco Bell's not known for crispy chicken.
Right.
But it was good. It was fine.
Yeah. So I decided to give it a shot yesterday, and I ordered one of each, the regular and the spicy.
I only got the regular. I didn't try the spicy.
And you were the picture you had sent me, although you said it was very small,
It made it look larger than it was.
Yeah.
I thought that when I was like looking at my picture. I was like, this looks larger than it is.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't really look that small. I was like, well, whatever. Yeah, no, you weren't fucking kidding. That thing was tiny as shit.
They're so small.
Like it was probably like the length of 2 chicken nuggets end to end.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like this not great like chicken tender thrown into like a tiny pita.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like it's that size. It's like one of those pita rounds. It's like not even a tortilla. I don't know.
No, like for those of you who haven't had it and you're trying to figure out the size of this, for any of you that had like the Lunchables pizza,
That's a good comparison. The pita is like that size.
yeah, the pita is the size of one of those Lunchable pizza.
folded over like a tiny chicken nugget.
Yeah. So like I said, I ordered the regular and the spicy, and they had a sign up. I don't know if there was some goofy confusion or what, but they had a sign up that was like, due to a national food shortage, some items might not be available.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah, fine. They didn't say anything. So, you know, I get my order and I go to eat it, and I open up the first one, and you know, it's the little tortilla, pita, whatever you want to call it. And it's got the sauce in it. And, you know, I try it and the sauce is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like cheese sauce.
Yeah. The chicken was okay. Maybe a little on the
It's kind of dry, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say a little on the dry
I
side.
knew you were going to say that because like I felt that too.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, this is okay. I open up the other one, and it's literally just the piece of chicken in the tortilla. There's
Like, no sauce or jalapenos.
no.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah. So like, even if they were out of the jalapenos, they should have still both had the sauce.
Or even like said something.
Yeah. So I was highly, highly disappointed in that.
Yeah.
And it was not nearly enough food.
Yeah. Big flop on Taco Bell's part, honestly. That's
Yeah, I feel like they could have done a way better job and like made some sort of chicken sandwich burrito where they had like a decent size like chicken strip and threw it into a burrito and like, you know, grilled that shit.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that probably would have been awesome. Ugh, big fail.
Yeah, not a fan. Not pretty disappointed, Taco Bell.
Yeah, disappointed, but it didn't taste bad.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just not good.
Yeah.
It was disappointing.
Very,
very mediocre.
yeah. Ugh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So this is pretty ironic. We record on Tuesdays, and the last episode, I told the story about the Office Girls.
Uh-huh.
And you had mentioned you had said something like, if I ever listen to the Office Ladies podcast with Pam and Angela from The Office.
Yeah.
So that was Tuesday. Wednesday night, I get a message from my good friend Tim, who's a regular listener of the podcast. And, you know, that episode hadn't aired yet. We just recorded it the day before. And he goes, do you ever listen to the Office Ladies podcast? And I was like, no, but I really should. Like, I love The Office.
Yeah, it's. I'm surprised I haven't checked it out myself. You know,
the other thing that he brought up was, I don't know if you're familiar with it. I've never really listened to it outside of this one episode that he suggested. It's an NPR podcast called Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
I have heard of that. I think my parents listened to that.
I've definitely heard of it. Our old coworker Jeff used to always talk about it. But are you familiar with the actor Martin Short?
The name sounds familiar. I don't think so though.
He was on SNL, Three Amigos.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Martin Short is very good friends with Steve Martin. And
probably because they both have Martin in their name.
Probably. I would assume that's the only reason why they even talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Right. God, they're like that before and after category on Wheel of Fortune. Like Steve Martin Short. Anyway, the reason he told me to listen to it is when Martin Short was on, he said that he gets together every 4 years with Steve Martin, Tom Hanks, and one of their other friends. I think he's like a writer or something. And the night before they have their colonoscopy, they have a colonoscopy party sleepover. And they like you have to like drink this shit to like clear your system.
Yeah.
And so he said they just like sit around and play cards and eat Jell-O because that's like about all you can eat, and just like end up shitting their brains out and have a sleepover.
That sounds awesome.
Right? Like apparently adults do have sleepovers, but he didn't specify whether or not they sleep in the same room.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Martin, if you're listening, you should come on the podcast and maybe give us a little more deets on that.
He's not listening.
He's not, but if he does, that'd be pretty dope.
Pretty pog.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool that that us having a sleepover with your bros was mentioned by someone else.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Yeah, we started a pretty woke topic there.
Oh, definitely. Thinking of like SNL people, I kind of went down like a rabbit hole recently of looking at like all of Chris Farley's old sketches.
Oh, great stuff.
It's such a shame that like his life went the way that it did. He was such a fucking talented dude.
So fucking funny.
So funny. Like an incredible performer. Like if another actor did some of his bits, I don't know if they would come across as funny because just the way he would deliver jokes and his voice and his body humor was just, he was so good.
Right.
So good. So I was just watching through like his old shit and being like, God, what a goddamn shame.
Right? Yeah, like the motivational speaker where he lives in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
And then the fucking Chippendales dancer with him and Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
God, those two skits fucking kill me.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the one he did with fucking Corey in the house?
No.
That's a thing.
God.
I forget what the bit was. It was something like he became the new chef at the White House.
Oh my God.
Or maybe it wasn't related to Corey in the house at all. Maybe he was just on SNL with him. I could be totally misremembering this, but he just makes like a fucking disgusting meal for the lad.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Corey in the House was like way after Chris Farley had died, but it may be like a very similar kind of concept.
Unless I'm just thinking of the wrong actor, that's entirely possible.
That could be too, and then this is just an epic fail.
Fuck. Now I can't find it, so I might be totally wrong about this and just completely subbed somebody else in entirely.
Oh man. Okay, well, speaking of that, Chris Farley was big in the 90s, and I'd say like late 90s, early 2000s. Me and my boy Mike and the rest of our group, we all got into a real weird fashion trend. For some reason, these bright, shiny polyester button-up shirts were a thing.
Okay.
Like kind of boy bandish. And I remember Mike had one that was like, it was seriously like so like shiny and iridescent and silver. It looked like a mirror. I think he also had like a crushed velvet one that was pretty sick too. But we used to wear these out whenever we'd, like go out. And by go out, I mean like go bowling, that was like a cool thing. Just a very, very questionable fashion statement. But at one of those times we went bowling, there was also another questionable thing that happened.
Did you pull a gun on somebody because they recorded the score wrong?
I did not.
No.
So
do you not care about the rules?
No, I don't.
Am I the only one around here who gives a fuck about the rules?
Apparently you are.
Shout out to anyone who gets that reference.
Yeah, I don't.
It's Big Lebowski. Come on, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not, I don't know. Like,
anytime I think of bowling, I think of the Big Lebowski with fucking Jesus there.
I gotcha. I like that movie.
I've watched it like 8 times. I have a leg up on anybody else.
Yeah, I think I've seen it like twice. So that's not one of like the parts of the movie that like really sticks out to me.
It's a great fucking scene. Walter, who plays Walter? I can't remember. Walter pulls a gun because
is that is John Goodman?
That's it. Yeah. Also a great actor.
Yeah.
Pulls a gun on a guy because he was trying to record the wrong. He thought he stepped over the line and it was a foul, but he was like, "It's fine, man. It was just barely over the line." The dude's trying to be chill about it, but Walter is not putting up with that shit.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. We've kind of talked about this before, how breweries like to use like
Big Lebowski stuff.
Yeah. And there's a brewery called Perrin, and they make a beer called No Rules. And the label art is, let me show you. It's I guess he doesn't have a gun. Maybe he does. But yeah, it's like
oh, nice.
It's would you say his character's Walter? Yeah, he's holding up a bowling ball. I think at one point he may have had a gun, but I don't know if they've changed it. I'm not going to sit here and look through the label every year, but
God, I love that movie. Jeff Bridges, I love that guy.
Yeah. Circling back to the bowling alley.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off with that.
No, you're good. You're good. That was I like where that detoured. So we're at the bowling alley, and it's like teen night, and it's like cosmic bowling.
Hell yeah.
The black lights, we get all those neon balls that glow. And our polyester shirts are glowing under those black lights.
I actually got glow stick fluid injected into my balls so they'd glow like that.
Oh, nice.
I have to the way glow sticks, not glow sticks. That's not what it is. It's like the, like glowy stars or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has to absorb sunlight to do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of just go out into my sunroom, pull my pants down and just stick only my ball sack out onto the railing. And just sit there for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then by the time nighttime rolls around, those motherfuckers are glowing like nobody's business.
There was one time I chewed on a glow stick until it broke open.
Oh.
And then I had glow fluid in my mouth.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh.
So at this teen night, there was also how most bowling alleys have a bar area?
Yeah.
So the bar area was turned into like a teen dance club.
Sick.
Yeah. With the DJ.
Hell yeah.
Who was a kid at our high school.
Of course.
Yeah. And so, Mike's there probably wearing a polyester shirt, and he ends up dancing with this girl.
Hell yeah. Go Mike.
Hell yeah. So he
was at the top of her leaderboard.
Oh, hell yeah, he was. And maybe he shouldn't have been.
Uh-oh.
So he comes back when he's done and he's like, dude, I think that might have been my cousin. And we're like, what? And like, I couldn't remember whether or not we found out the resolution like that night or like anytime soon after that. But Mike brought this up earlier recently. And I was like, dude, whatever happened with that? Was it your cousin? Apparently it was not. Apparently it was like his cousin's neighbor, but she would always get invited over for like family functions. So he just assumed that everyone there was a relative of his.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very close to what happened in that episode of How I Met Your Mother. Where Barney spends all night grinding against a girl who turns out to be his cousin.
Yes.
And he was wearing the reflective shirt.
God, yes.
It's like the exact same thing.
Holy shit. Yeah, you're not fucking kidding.
It's like the exact same thing, except, you know, teenagers at a bowling alley.
Oh, was that when Barney was trying to prove that he wasn't old, or am I thinking of a different
That's
episode?
a different episode.
Okay.
No, that was the one where they all went deaf from the club music, and Marshall and Lily tried to throw the like wine tasting party, and the fucking tannins made them all jump from the third story.
Yeah.
Great fucking episode.
Yeah.
It's like season 1. That's a really early episode.
Yeah. God. Great episode. They're all just so fucking good though.
There's a stretch in like season 6 where every episode is really fucking depressing. I hate that season.
Yeah, I mean every episode or every season has its episodes that are a little depressing, but yeah,
but like there's one season where like every episode was like a downer.
Yeah, was it the same season where like Marshall's dad dies?
I don't remember. Probably not. It had to be fucking Ted. Like Ted's mood like swayed that entire show.
Oh yeah, because Ted just keeps getting fucked like royally.
Yeah. And he was just a mopey son of a bitch all season. Let me see if I can like pull it up. Keep doing whatever you're doing over there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while you're little,
we didn't really have anything we were talking about before this. Like you kind of ended your stories. So I don't even know what to like.
Yeah. No.
Fill in the air with.
No, you're good. I thought of just like a random story that happened to me because goofy shit always just seems to happen to me, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't know. I guess I just got one of those like faces where people just like ask me things or tell me things or like pluck an eyelash out of me. This happened. I think this was back in like maybe November or December. I was going into Walmart for work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking through the parking lot and there's like an older lady. And she's like loading like her groceries into her car. And I'm walking by and, you know, she says like, oh, excuse me, would you mind helping me for a second? And so I think, okay, yeah, you know, maybe she's got like a case of water that she can't lift or, you know, something like that. No big deal. Yeah, absolutely. What can I help you with?
Sure.
She has one of those fucking motorized carts, like the rascal things.
Okay.
And she's like, can you take this back inside for me?
Oh.
And like
it's motorized cart. Like can't you just
but then she would have had to like walk back to her car. And I guess she just didn't want to do that. And those things are super fucking awkward if you try and move them without riding it. So I have to ride this motorized cart as people are just like walking past me as like I'm like a healthy young adult ish, like riding,
looking like a total jackass.
Yeah, looking like the biggest jackass in the world just because I tried to be nice to this little old lady and I just end up getting fucked for it.
Oof.
Yeah, I thought that was goofy.
So I pulled it up. It's looking through the episodes. It's only like the latter half of season 6, which is like a 24 episode season. But like literally like the beginning of the season is like, okay, so Marshall and Lily can't get pregnant. Marshall's dad dies. Zoe and Ted are having their relationship issues. You remember that whole arc?
Yeah.
Ted tries to get with Nora, but is just a complete fuck up all the time. Sorry, not Ted. Barney tries to get with
Barney and
Nora.
Nora, yeah.
Barney meets his dad, fails to connect with him, gets really salty and edgy for a bit. Like, that's the entire last half of the season.
God.
So it's just kind of a lot of rough episodes and all at once.
Oof. Yeah. That is pretty bad.
A lot of those had good endings. Like
Right.
Barney ended up being able to connect with his dad.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to watch at first because like his dad's trying so hard and like Barney's just being a complete dick.
Yeah. Yeah. I like when Barney I like when Barney thinks that Bob Barker's his dad.
It's a really fucking funny bit.
And then I like when he thinks that his brother James, who's played by Wayne Brady, I like when he meets his dad and thinks that he's his son. He's his dad. And for those of you that don't know, that Barney and James have the same mom.
Right.
And Wayne Brady is black. Neil Patrick Harris is not. So Wayne Brady's dad is black and could not be Barney's dad.
No.
But I think the best part of like that episode is when they're like, I think James and his dad are like hanging out, like singing on like the porch or something like that. And Barney's just like running back and forth on the lawn. He's like, Dad, you're not watching.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God. So fucking funny.
God. Fucking hilarious.
God. Wayne Brady does a great job in that role too.
He really does.
Like, he also plays what is his name? He's in House as well. Which
I never watched House.
I like House a lot, but it's a drama show. It's not comedy like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
And the character that he plays in that is like characterized by being really serious and kind of a major downer most of the time. So they're like two completely different roles. And so like, and I kind of had the same thing when I came to like Benedict Cumberbatch. Like when I watched the show Sherlock, I saw Benedict Cumberbatch being this kind of like emotionless machine solving mysteries or whatever, and I was kind of like, okay, so he doesn't have to act that hard. And then I saw him in like Doctor Strange, and it was like a completely different character who was very emotional.
Yeah.
And I was like surprised because I was like, I didn't know he was capable of this level of emotion. He's just kind of a really good actor. And so it was kind of the same thing when I realized like Wayne Brady is like not always the serious hard ass.
Yeah.
He just played the role really well.
I gotcha. Nice.
And Hugh Laurie kind of too, like Dr. House in that show is like a big jokester and he's constantly like playing pranks on people and fucking with people and he's like very humorous character, but he's also really depressing and depressed constantly. But then you like go and watch like old skits that he did back in the day on like BBC or whatever and like really fucking funny.
Yeah. Huh. Nice. I got kind of a meme that I don't think it really has very much broad appeal. It's mostly like a sports fan thing, but I like that it's kind of like taken over. So there's a baseball player. He's played for the Tigers. He spent some time with the Cubs. Now he's with the Reds. His name is Nick Castellanos, but twice in his career, he has hit home runs at very inopportune moments. The first time, the announcer, I think it happened like before the game. There was like a hot mic, and he got caught using like a racial slur or like an anti-gay slur. I can't remember what it was, what he actually said. But during his apology, like his on-air apology during the game, Nick Castellanos hits a home run. So he has to like stop his apology and make an announcement like, and Castellanos hits a home run and the Reds go up 2-1 or whatever the score was. Well, it ended up happening again where I think it was like one of the crew members, like one of the camera operators or I don't know, somebody like they had passed away, and the announcer was like giving like sort of like a eulogy on air, and he hit another home run, and again a different announcer had to like interrupt like this serious moment to announce his home run. So like memes keep floating around, like inserting like him hitting a home run into like famous speeches, like 7 years ago, and the 3-2 count, Nick Castellanos hits a home run. Mike just sent me one today that was pretty funny. I'll read it to you. This was just a couple hours ago. It says, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married, and there's a deep drive into left field by Castellanos, and that'll be a home run to make it a 4-0 ball game. So I really like that's a thing that keeps going.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just looked it up to check my math, and Wayne Brady's not in house. I was thinking of Omar Epps.
Okay.
To my credit, they look pretty similar.
Okay.
But I was suddenly sitting there like, did I have the right guy? I did not.
You know, I'm trying to find a picture of these polyester shirts that we wore. God, these things were like fucking great. I mean, really, just think of like
these nuts,
something like that. Think of like something the Backstreet Boys would wear.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I think they've popped back up a little bit recently.
Yeah. I mean, these are satin, but they would be like the equivalent of something like that.
Yeah, so that's like exactly what Barney wore in that episode.
Yeah.
So that's just like too perfect.
Yeah. I remember I had one, it had like these like wavy lines, like this pattern of wavy lines throughout the entire thing. And like if you looked at it, it would seriously like, it would give you a headache if you just looked at it too long.
Nice.
But we thought that was like the coolest shit ever. Back in the day, wearing those with like some baggy khaki pants and like a white shirt with it unbuttoned.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Epic.
Yeah.
God. Thinking of How I Met Your Mother again, I saw Neil Patrick Harris in some trailer recently. I think it was for the new Matrix movie.
Okay.
He's like playing like Neo's therapist, I think.
Okay.
Which the new Matrix movie looks, I don't think it's going to be very good.
I'm kind of in the minority. I'm not a big fan of any of the Matrix movies.
You know, I've never been big on them either. Yeah, so he's going to be in the Matrix 4.
Okay.
But like, I'll say too, I haven't seen like the second and third. I've only seen the first, and I was never that huge into it.
That's pretty much my thought too.
But looking at the trailer for the Matrix 4, like they went hard on showing off like only action scenes.
Oh, okay.
And when I see that kind of thing, it's kind of like when I see game trailers where they don't use any gameplay and they only show story stuff. But
yeah.
Almost it's like similar but opposite, where it's like, okay, so you have no faith in your gameplay and you're trying to write on your story.
Right.
When I see a trailer for the Matrix 4 and it's like 95% action shit and none of the story, it's like, okay, so they're really trying to draw in that crowd that doesn't give a shit about story and just wants to see stuff blow up.
Ugh. Yeah. Oof.
And like you really can't revive a dead franchise that way, especially one that crashed as hard as the Matrix did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because didn't they like the first Matrix was like super popular,
massively successful.
And then like, didn't they release like 2 and 3 like a month apart from each other?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they came out like very close together.
Not as well liked.
No, definitely not nearly as well liked. But I guess they're going at it again.
I mean, like, they've got the internet at their back because fucking Keanu Reeves is a big old heartthrob for the entire internet right now.
Yeah. The internet loves him.
I like Keanu Reeves. I don't know that I get the why everybody's so obsessed with him all out, kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, I really don't know either, honestly.
And like, I kind of have a problem. Like he got, people were really excited about him being in Cyberpunk 2077. You don't really know Cyberpunk 2077, but here, and before I like, let me give you a rundown on this game. So this studio, CD Projekt Red,
okay,
they were or have been like the industry darling. They're like this studio that started from very small, like next to nothing, to like making like AAA games that people fucking love.
Mm-hmm.
They put out a few years ago a game called The Witcher 3, and people adore The Witcher 3.
Okay.
Like everybody loves it.
Sure.
I don't really like it, but I'm in a minority. People love The Witcher 3 and they love CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red in 2012, I believe it was, started teasing Cyberpunk 2077. And for years have given constant teasers and got given little bits and pieces of this game.
Sure.
And so finally, it's like properly announced as like, yes, this is coming out in 2020. And if I remember correctly, the original release date was something like August.
Okay.
August is getting close, gets pushed to October.
Okay.
October's getting close, it gets pushed to November, November to December. And then it comes out, and it is one of the most unfinished games that has ever released from a major developer. It was so broken, so unbelievably broken at launch that like top shelf computers were struggling to run it. There were bugs left and right. It was horribly poorly optimized. There was entire parts of the game that were never really fleshed out properly. They released versions of this game for the PS4 and Xbox One right around the time that the new like PS5 and Xbox Series X came out. Right.
Okay.
So they said like, we're going to have a next gen version of this game, but it's going to run fine on your old consoles. It didn't. In fact, it was horribly, terribly, unbelievably poorly optimized on those consoles that Sony and Microsoft both opened up refunds for digital copies of the game. They have never done that.
Yikes.
They have never done that. And PlayStation still to this day has not put it back on their digital marketplace.
Wow.
So it was like the game was massively successful because there was so much hype surrounding this game. Everybody wanted this game to be like the ultimate game. It was going to be the game with like the greatest open world, the greatest gunplay, the greatest story, branching paths. It was going to have everything.
Yeah. And
ended up having fucking nothing.
Oh.
So I can tell you, I played this game when it came out. It was, it was a pretty mediocre game. My computer ran it just fine. I have a pretty high-end computer, so my computer ran it fine. I didn't run into like as many bugs as a lot of other people. It was just kind of a mediocre game in my opinion. Like the gunplay wasn't great. The story wasn't great. The story, like it's when it comes to role-playing games, the best role-playing games have you make decisions and then like those decisions have long-term impacts.
Yeah.
This game doesn't have that. Like you're given decisions, but like with regardless which decision you choose, that the end is the same.
Oh, so, that's boring.
Yeah, it really sucks. But it wasn't a terrible game. It was just kind of mediocre, in my opinion. But when Cyberpunk showed at E3 in 2019, when E3 is like the biggest games conference of the year, they revealed that Keanu Reeves was going to be in the game as like a major character.
Like Keanu Reeves as himself was going to be like a
voice acting mocap. The character was modeled after him.
Okay.
So he played a character called Johnny Silverhand, and I'm not going to get too deep into the lore of this game, but Cyberpunk takes place in like a dystopian, hyper-futuristic future.
Yeah.
Right? So Johnny Silverhand is like this character who died in the past. His like personality got put onto a like chip. And then like throughout the course of the game, you get the chip installed into your head. And then like, because of the way that the chip works, Johnny Silverhand starts like overwriting your personality.
Okay.
So throughout the entire game, Johnny's basically like this ghost that exists in your head who will like come out and talk to you and have conversations with you, but that no one else can see or like talk to.
Okay.
It's an interesting premise.
Yeah.
And like Keanu Reeves got revealed as being this character who's going to be like a major character who's there throughout the entire story.
Yeah.
Right. Like when I first saw Keanu Reeves was going to be in the game, I thought he was going to have like a small minor role, but he ended up being like a really major character. Right. He really didn't do a great job in that role, to be honest with you. I don't think it was a role that was like suited to him. Like, you know, he plays like badass characters, but he also plays like good guys.
Yeah.
Johnny Silverhand is like a piece of shit. Like he was a rude dude. He was a mean guy. He was like anti-establishment terrorist style kind of dude.
Yeah.
He really didn't fit the role, in my opinion. And I'm not alone in thinking that.
Yeah.
But like, it kind of started this whole conversation of like, how do we feel about celebrities in video games? Which was already kind of a conversation, but like has been like really thrust into the foreground because of this. Cause they're like, Keanu Reeves being in this game was basically like their marketing machine. It was like printing copies for them, basically.
Yeah.
It was printing sales for them effectively.
Sure.
And like, he just kind of wasn't suited to the role. And it kind of begs the question of like, if we let celebrities be like major voice characters in games, or even like mocap and models of characters in games, then that really hurts like the voice acting industry. Because like really talented voice actors who have done incredible jobs in games like this before aren't going to be getting those roles that are now going to be relegated to celebrities for the sake of marketing. And
yeah, I can see that.
it's like, if the celebrity does a good job, then that's a different story.
Right.
But if it's a celebrity that like has no presence as a voice actor, like I think Scarlett Johansson got announced as a voice actor in something recently, and like Scarlett Johansson isn't a voice actor. She's an actor.
Right.
And you know, you look at that on the surface and you think it's, you know, interchangeable, but it's not. Voice acting is very different from like regular on camera acting.
Yeah. No, it's one thing if you know, because there's a lot of like video games and movie crossover.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you have like the actor that plays the character in the movie then do the voice for the game.
Yeah, definitely.
That's one thing. But yeah, if you just like have a game and pluck a celebrity and use that to plug your game, that's a little lame.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially if they're like not suited to that kind of work.
Right.
You know, it really comes down to like that celebrity's performance. If they do a good job, then fair enough. They chose a good person for the role. That's what their job is. But if they choose someone based fully on their marketing power, then that's really shitty, because it just took a job away from someone who could have given a lot more life to that character.
Yeah.
So, why the fuck did I bring this up? Something about Keanu Reeves. Oh yeah, I was never a huge fan of Keanu Reeves to begin with. Like I like him. I like John Wick. I think it's a great movie trilogy. And
okay,
you know, I'm excited for John Wick 4, like anybody else. I haven't really seen anything else that he's in besides The Matrix, but I do like him as John Wick. So when he got announced as like the lead of Cyberpunk, the internet fucking exploded with like, oh my God, Keanu Reeves is our god. And for him now to be tied to one of the greatest failures in video game history is like, oof.
Kind of like covering multiple things we've already talked about. If you've ever seen any of the Harold and Kumar movies,
I don't think I have not.
Neil Patrick Harris plays himself in those movies.
Okay.
Like he is like actor Neil Patrick Harris, and he's like a huge dick.
Nice.
Which is really funny.
That's awesome. I mean, like, good on him for being like a good sport about it and be like, yeah, make me a piece of shit.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if that's why, if that had any effect on him being Barney, because like Barney, we've talked about it before. Like Barney's a dick. Like he's a horrible friend.
I still like, my favorite thing about him as Barney is that like Barney is this like hyper sex fueled, like just playboy.
Right.
And Neil Patrick Harris is gay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
For him to crush this role where he's like a super womanizer when he's not even attracted to women is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. It's funny that that you brought that up because God, I can't think of his name. Are you familiar with The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
The actor who played Jim Parsons.
I don't know any.
That's the actor who plays Sheldon.
Okay.
I read somewhere recently that originally he was considered for the role of Barney.
Really?
And he's also gay.
I don't think I could see him in that role.
I couldn't either. But at the same time, I couldn't see Neil Patrick Harris in that role either. Like,
well, but I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm thinking in terms of like, and granted, I've only seen like whatever his name is, Sheldon, on like clips from The Big Bang Theory. But like in terms of like appearance and mannerisms, like I just can't see him fulfilling that role. Like Neil Patrick Harris, at least it's like, well, he looks like he could be straight.
yeah,
you know, like he can fulfill that role. But like this Sheldon guy is kind of like, I can't see him being a womanizer. Like he doesn't. Maybe it's specifically because he plays on a show where he's supposed to look like a fucking nerd, but
yeah,
like,
and he's like super socially awkward, and
maybe it's just because of that. Maybe that's the only reason I'm saying that. But like,
yeah,
Neil Patrick Harris at least looks like a charismatic playboy,
right? I gotcha. Fair enough.
But maybe that's just because of that. I don't watch The Big Bang Theory. You know, one of the other actors on the show was the kid, the son from Christmas Vacation, which is also a phenomenal movie.
Oh yeah. His name is Johnny Galecki. He's the one who played
Is his name Russ in Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
I've seen that movie like 20 times.
Yeah, he plays Russ, and he's God, what's his character name on Big Bang Theory?
Leonard.
Yeah, yes. Johnny Galecki plays Leonard. Oh
God, Christmas Vacation. We've talked about this before. I just remembered, actually. We don't need to talk about this. We've already talked about it before.
I mean, it's a great fucking movie though.
Yeah, it really is.
Since we've been talking so much about Neil Patrick Harris today, you know, his first big role was Doogie Howser.
Dewey from
not Dewey. Doogie Howser, MD. He was like a child who was super smart and became a doctor as a child.
I have never heard of that.
Oh, damn. Really?
No, I've never heard of that. When you said Dewey, I thought of Malcolm in the Middle, and I'm like, he is definitely too old for that role.
No. So he played like a genius child who like graduated medical school at like 12 and was a doctor. And he would always like type on his computer, and it was like an old school, like late 80s, early 90s computer with like just the screen was all blue with like, you know, like white text or whatever.
Nice.
And it would play like specific music. And there was one episode of How I Met Your Mother where you know, Barney always talked about putting things in his blog.
Yeah.
And they use like the same monitor and the same music for it.
Yeah.
But they're rebooting a Doogie show apparently this year.
I see.
Actually, apparently it premiered September 8th. So there you go.
Do we have a critical reception on it yet?
I don't know.
Probably not good. Reboots really never, very infrequently, I'll say, are.
Yeah, I don't know.
People just, I'm so tired of it. Have a new fucking idea. Make something original. I
don't know. It's something on Disney Plus, so it can't be great. I don't know.
Disney Marvel shows have been pretty good.
I don't know, but God, I might be butchering this. Doogie Kamaloa, MD. Is apparently,
yeah, I've never heard of that.
So far on IMDb it's holding a 5.3 out of 10.
That sounds about right for a reboot.
Yep. Yeah, I also saw they're rebooting the Wonder Years.
I haven't heard of that either. What is this boomer shit you're talking about?
You've never heard of the Wonder Years?
What is that?
Jesus, it is the show. It was like late 80s, early 90s, but it was set back in like 60s, 70s, like a kid growing up. It had like Fred Savage and oh God, it was just like a kid growing up.
Never heard of it.
God, you got to expand into some boomer shit. Like maybe Doogie Howser wasn't necessarily like the biggest critical success, but the Wonder Years is like highly regarded as like one of the best like coming of age shows.
Never heard of it. Sounds fake. I think you made it up.
Damn. I gotta send you some links to some shit outside of this.
I gotta wonder how many years it took for you to come up with that shit.
Oh God, that was bad.
Shut up.
You tried.
I didn't try. I succeeded.
Okay. Remember?
Have you heard of D's? I mean, like, that's a pretty popular show.
Heard of D's?
D's Nuts.
Oh. And there we go. Just going back and forth with the horrible jokes.
What about Ligma? You know, that's some Zoomer shit. You ever heard of Ligma?
Ligma?
Ligma Stanky Nuts.
Oh.
You ever heard of Ninja? Like, come on. You've heard of Ninja, right? You know Ninja?
Ninja?
Yeah.
Ninja what?
This is real. Ninja?
No.
Popular Fortnite streamer?
No.
He's got blue hair?
No.
Ninja's hilarious. Ninja is like, or at least was like the biggest Twitch streamer.
Okay.
For what I know, he's been playing games on like he does that as like an esports thing. He doesn't play as like an entertainment based thing like me.
Yeah.
He plays Fortnite to like be good at it.
Okay.
Right. And he tries to like win competitions, whatever. But like he got good around the time that he got popular around the time that Fortnite exploded because all these kids were just watching Fortnite. And
yeah.
Like, he was the most popular Fortnite streamer. So like, you know, he gets compared a lot to like PewDiePie, who's like the biggest YouTuber. And like PewDiePie is like, I'm not personally a fan of the guy and his work, but he's a pretty fucking humble dude. Like,
I've at least heard of him.
Like PewDiePie is a really humble guy. He's always like, I don't know why I'm the most popular. Like, I don't really want to be. I don't need to be. Like, he's a very like low key kind of dude.
Yeah,
just like a fucking asshole.
Oh God.
and like very lacking in charisma. Really is only popular at the end of the day because he was in the right place and at the right time. Like there's so many clips of him like yelling at kids on stream and it's so fucking funny. But like there's this video. It's so hard to watch. It hurts so bad to watch. So you know, like Fortnite dances are pretty popular.
Okay.
Oh my God, I just remember that I just had a vision that gave me a headache of like Tom trying to floss.
Oh my God.
Our old meme where we'd intentionally floss really poorly?
Yeah, we'd floss incorrectly.
Yeah. So like the flossing dance is a pretty popular thing.
Yeah.
They did this fucking thing. I want to say it was New Year's Eve 2018 or 19. Okay. Something like that. They had Ninja at this big fucking show where he was like hosting some New Year's event, and like there was a bunch of people like gathered in New York below this stage of his, and he starts like flossing and he's like, let's get everybody flossing. We'll get the world record for most people flossing in one location. He starts flossing. He's like, come on guys, let's start flossing. Nobody starts flossing.
That's fucking great.
Which to me is the ultimate indication of A, his lack of charisma, and B, the fact that he's really not popular for his personality.
Yeah.
He could not get this crowd of people to floss, and it's so hard to watch because there's just this beautiful view. They have the camera set up like on his left shoulder where like you can see him and the entire crowd. Nobody's moving.
Oh, man.
It's so hard to watch.
That reminds me, I don't know. Do kids still floss? Is that still a thing?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. Anyway, I remember one day at World Market, I was just like standing around and I like happened to look over and there was some kid just like flossing away, like on his own, like, and then the kid looks up and sees me and then just gets embarrassed and immediately stops.
As he should.
I mean, if you're going to floss like that in public, you should probably just own that shit.
You're right. But God, kids who were like so into this Fortnite shit and who like posted a bunch of TikToks of themselves Fortnite dancing are gonna regret it so much when they're older.
They're gonna regret it like I regret those polyester shirts.
But like, here's the thing. You and me, in the times that we grew up, it was not nearly as common to like post cringy shit of yourself on the internet. You were cringe in private.
Right.
But now like TikTok and YouTube are so popular. Kids are posting everything they're doing because like internet clout is like the currency of the day.
Yeah.
And there's so many videos of like young kids doing cringy shit on TikTok and on YouTube. And it's like that shit has been like reposted into people's cringe compilations on YouTube. There's so many videos of people reacting to like cringy shit on TikTok. And it's like, this will never go away. They're going to hate themselves so much for posting this shit when they're older.
Now, the only thing I will say is because there are so many kids posting cringy shit, do you think that we're going to get to a point where we look back and it's like, oh, well, everyone did that same dumb shit and then it's no big deal?
I don't know. It's only time will tell.
Because, I mean, that's where like the polyester shirt falls in. Like, looking back on it, like if I was the only one wearing a shiny polyester shirt, that would be super cringy. But because that was like the popular thing to wear. Like,
I guess I could see your point. I really don't know. I think like the permanence of it, like no one can see you in that like easily. Like maybe there's pictures somewhere where they don't have easy access.
God,
to
I
it.
hope
like,
there's pictures of it somewhere.
but like anybody can like go back on these kids like social media and like find this shit and like they can try to get rid of it. But like I said, like it really doesn't go away.
Oh,
and I just. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the kids having internet to the access to the internet is a bad thing. I'm not a boomer like that, but like, I worry for these kids, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad the internet wasn't developed enough for me to post my cringy shit on the internet.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah. I would probably be embarrassed by some dumb shit that I probably would have posted.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. So you were talking about gamers. I really recently learned of a gamer, and I had brought this up to you in a text. But he's like our love child.
Yeah, Dr. Lupo.
Dr. Lupo, yeah. Like he's got my name, but he's the gamer.
Yeah, I have never seen any of his work, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah,
I legitimately don't even know like what he plays, but I know he's a popular streamer.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really look him up too much.
I think he's friends with Dr. Disrespect, or they're in the same like vein. I don't fucking know.
Because they both went to the same medical school.
Probably.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think about that. The fact that they both have doctor in their name.
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespect is an interesting character. He also like streams like trying to play games really well, but he has this really odd persona where he wears like this wig that's like a mullet, and he has like a handlebar mustache, and he wears like really like these like gamer glasses and like a bulletproof vest on stream, and his whole shtick is like just being a massive asshole.
Huh.
And he's like one of the most popular streamers. I really don't like his stuff, but I respect his lack of respect.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been just no.
Hold on.
No.
Okay. Literally, this is coming through live.
What do you got?
Mike just sent me a story of what happened to him last night.
Okay.
So Mike says,
Mike, this better be good. We're elongating the podcast for you.
He said, fuck, last night after my hockey game, I was going to shower. I got home late and I assumed Jess was in bed. So I'm like, meh, I'm going to look up some lesbian porn and jerk off.
Oh no.
He's like, she fucking walked in on me. And I was like, and that's the end of it.
Oof.
That's all I got.
All I got is an oof. Get fucked, Mike.
We've all been there, Mike.